Oh hey, welcome to beautiful Canada. I made it. As you can see, I've got gainful employment as a wedding video editor. The birds are chirping outside, the beavers are still building damn good dams, and the moose are still hitting families on the highway. Anyway, you came here to find out all the information about getting over here and all the things that you might need to know in preparation. Well, there's an important bit of information I need to fill you in first before we get going. And yeah, that information is I didn't even make it to Canada. Still stuck in Melbourne. Alright, try hard comedian aside, I'm going to talk to you about the entire process from start to finish. This could be a month by month video process. I'm currently on step 1. I'm just still trying to get over there. Alright, so I'll jump into episode 1 for you, and we'll stop mucking around, alright? So you might be thinking that the first step you need to do is, say, find a country that you want to work in, let's just say Canada, and perhaps start searching flights, and start searching cheap flights from where you are to where they are. You think that might be the logical first step, get those cheap flights. Or perhaps you might think of, you need to get the visa first, and you get all the visa stuff done. That takes a while to process, and that's true as well. But the most important thing, especially in regards to the visa and the stipulations you need for the visa, is you need to be able to find employment, or at least prove that you can get employment over in these countries. So you might need to use various job seeking websites. Indeed is also a good one. And so just start whipping up your resume, start applying using these websites to ideally find a place and hit up a few emails, and ideally you get a contract from someone. So the way I did that as a subcontractor is I had a little database, and so here's my database for all the wedding companies in Toronto. So I just basically had to go through one by one and find these companies that do wedding videography, which is what I've selected. But if you don't like that, there's always other companies like IEP here in Australia. These are companies that offer guaranteed jobs for a fee. In Australia, it was varied from about $1,000 to $500, or actually went up to $1,500 one company. So yeah, I mean that's a good. They'll usually land you like a hospitality job or some sort of summer job, resort-based job. So you got to watch out if you want to do something you actually, perhaps when you went to uni for, you need to go sort that out for yourself. At least that's probably the best option if you don't want to spend too much money going through these agencies. So basically what I just did was start searching for a company that in the area I want. So for me, Vancouver was the most interesting place for me to start off. So I just typed in Vancouver wedding video companies, and then you get stuck in lists here, and you start clicking on those, grabbing their details, and creating your database. Alright, so a great little shortcut to help find some of these companies without having to go through individual websites is try to find what I call an amalgamation website. This is one where they've listed all the companies that are kind of related to each other in one big list. So for me, this is wedding video companies, and I found this website called Van City Weddings, and this has all the weddings that all the videographers that are in Vancouver that do wedding videography. So this is great. So I can just go ahead and grab the name on this one's Beautiful Life Studios, chuck that into my business name column, and also they have the email there right there as well. So you don't actually have to go into the website to make this list. You just grab the name, right click on the email, save and copy the email address, and then paste it into your database. This is much quicker than having to go into the website itself, find the contact details, and rinse and repeat. So before you start making your database, you need to set it up for mail merge and add on the extension. A mail merge will allow you to email multiple recipients under different names using the same email. So this mail merge extension is only for Google Chrome. So you're going to have to use Google Chrome if you want to use this extension, and Google Sheets. Now there's a really good one for Google Sheets, which is what I'm using, called Mail Merge with Attachments. You just install this and you add on the extension. A video of how to do that will be put in the description below. I won't go through that. It just takes a little bit too long. So we'll power on through. All right, so here's a brand new spreadsheet to hopefully find some companies in the Hamilton area in Canada. I'm just going to call this one Hamilton Wedding Companies. So I'm tracking down all wedding companies in the Hamilton region, and then obviously filtering that down if they have video or not. So yeah, you just need to create your sheet first and go to add-ons. Click Mail Merge with Attachments and enable the Mail Merge. Now this just enables it in the Sheets program. You need to then go back to add-ons, click on Mail Merge with Attachments, and then now you create the Mail Merge. You only activated it last time, so it'll click away and it's working. So now here are the default values. I've now started to rename these values rather than having it for people. I've now changed it to business addresses. All right, so the next step is just to go find these companies that are related to the field that you want to get employment in and go create and fill this database up. All right, so if you can't find one of these websites like the Van City one I talked about before, you may have to go through website by website and finding the companies. Now, there's a few quick ways to track down the contact details of the companies when you're trying to create this database. Obviously, you need to have a good search. So mine's Vancouver Wedding Video Companies for my wedding videography search. And then, yeah, usually just go down the list. These first few ones are just like websites that are wedding organizing websites. So wait until you find the first company, and then usually they have like a contact us page. This makes it nice and easy most of the time. And then, yeah, you can see the information down the bottom. So if you go to some websites and you click on the Contact Us page, you might get taken to a form that looks like this. So a quick way to find the email address and circumvent this form is to push Control F on your keyboard. This will bring up the search function for the web page. If you type just the character @ that's Shift and 2, you'll often find that they sneak their email address down the bottom. So you can see down here that they snuck their email address down there. And now I can copy that and I can add it to my database. So just a nifty little trick I found. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to create that database. For the sake of brevity, I'm going to show you how I did it in a short time lapse. All right, so now that you've finished your database for a specific town or region, you need to create an email to send off to your employers. So obviously include all the important stuff you'd usually send in a professional email. I'm not going to go through that. So first off, go to your add-ons, click on Mail Merge Attachments, and then click on Configure Mail Merge, not create new one. So you've already created it, so you just need to configure it now. Now Google should load up the settings for Mail Merge. You might want to change your email to a more professional one, like info instead of your Gmail. Just click through the enable eye tracking, don't worry about that. And then go to use visual editor. So here you'll have your email that you wrote, just obviously the one you copied from Microsoft Word or Google Word. So I copied and pasted it. And so one important thing you can see with the Mail Merge is I've typed the word name. And that doesn't correspond with what we got written in the Mail Merge. It says business name. So you do 2 curly brackets. You type in the exact name of the list you have, which in this instance is the business name. It has to be exactly the same. It's important. If it's not, it will just list the actual words business name in curly brackets, which is extremely unprofessional, and you do not want that to happen with your Mail Merge. Then, of course, just name it appropriately and click Save. Now, obviously, it's really important to make sure this is all working. So what you might want to do first off is to go send a test email. This is extremely important. I would highly recommend it before doing the actual Mail Merge, because basically you just want to see if that variable you put in there, which like in this instance was business name, actually worked. So yes, you can see it says Hush Hush Photography instead of the word business name in curly brackets. So that's worked. So anything you want to change that's in your list, You just need to put it in curly brackets first, run a test email to make sure it's working. And then once you're confident, go ahead and run the mail merge, and it should send emails to all these companies that are listed in your database. As you can see, the mail merge is just going ahead. It takes a little while to send each email. It'll also notify you down the bottom right who's it sending it to and the time it's been sent. So my first few emails, there was an error because I didn't have an email address for them, but I just kept them in the database anyway. They're all photographers too, so that's the main reason why I ignore those. So once your mail merge is done, it will notify you, and you're good to go. I think with this free version, you only get about 30 emails per day, so you might want to just do it as a daily activity. Alright, I think this video is plenty long enough now, and so I'll cut it short there. In the next one, I'll talk about all the forms and visa applications that you might need to send off. This will be pertaining to Canadian visas, but I'm sure very similar processes for other countries as well. So you're tuned to next time, and where I talk about visas and getting that ball rolling once you've got an employer's interest. Alright, until next time, thanks.